Starlight Legacy is a turn-based RPG inspired strongly by Final Fantasy and Pokemon, but tragically lacks the soul and character of both. Much like its forebears, it's set in a kingdom torn apart by hatred and prejudice, wherein three unlikely protagonists must rise to reunite its people. And hey, that all sounds perfectly fine on paper, so imagine my surprise when it turned out to be a juvenile, borderline irresponsible take on said topics, including meme-heavy humor, ham-fisted moral grandstanding, and one-note characters. Like, I don't want to mince words, this is some of the worst writing I've seen in any RPG. Keep in mind, I'm politically and philosophically aligned with this game. I believe the things it's saying about love and harmony and overcoming hatred, but it delivers its themes with tactless exposition and embarrassing strawmen. Because the dialogue swiftly shifts between traditional fantasy fare, meme meta jokes, and the author's personal perspective, there's no room for any real nuance or character development. Whenever the game does rarely try to say something interesting, it winds up seriously shallow. This lackluster craftsmanship also extends to the world building, like there were supposedly 4 separate regions to explore, but the citizens of each one talk with the same cadence and dialect, have identical housing interiors, and live startlingly similar lives. The only real differences are the biome, some obnoxiously obtrusive exposition, and crude cultural stereotypes. But hey, at least the gameplay is... well... So basically it stuffs a bunch of unrelated systems together from Final Fantasy and Pokemon, then calls it a day. There are some serious balance issues, particularly regarding the summon mechanic. Throughout my entire playthrough, I just spammed the strongest summons with 2 of the 3 characters, leaving the third to be a tank. You unlock stronger summons every time you fight a new enemy, so I was always fairly overpowered, and strategizing was minimal. I didn't even bother with most of the magic or combat mechanics until the boss fights, where I just had to put up some elemental barriers and then actually heal my party. In general, the RPG mechanics are also fairly limited, with sparse equipment selections, no character classes, and the same few enemy types spammed over and over. I kept checking back at the shop to see if there were finally new things to buy or new ways to outfit my heroes, but none of the upgrades felt substantial, especially given the ease and tedium of combat. Lastly, the level design feels like a wholesale imitation of Pokemon, down to the sliding ice puzzles and one-way ramps. This isn't inherently bad, but sometimes the game just gives up and hits you with huge stretches of nothing, punctuated by scattered foliage. It's somewhere between bland and soul-suckingly tedious. Honestly, that describes the game as a whole. And look, I understand this was obviously some kind of passion project, but the passion seems superficial. It doesn't borrow any interesting elements from the things it so desperately aspires to imitate.